have found that if we actually start with you going and thinking and feeling your way into a life that is different than the one that you currently have, that, ladies and gents, is your compelling reason for change. The PACT system is the system that I have actually worked with for over 25 years with clients. I perfected this process because most people get on the horse when they're doing their financial system and then they fall off the horse and they gotta get back on, they gotta get off. It's a process, right? So the first step in the process, which I call the most compelling reason for change, is that you have to picture the life that you want to create. You are the creator of your life. And if you started with the reality that you have today, that may not be the most motivating thing possible out there. So I have found that if we actually start with you going and thinking and feeling your way into a life that is different than the one that you currently have, that, ladies and gents, is your compelling reason for change. Because you can dream the new dream, right? Because if we didn't have our dreams, we kind of feel like at moments in our life that we're just sitting in a pile of poop, right? We're sitting there in this pile that's been given to us or created, or no matter what your background is, your childhood, maybe the mistakes that you've made, if you focused on reality, you may never get anywhere from a progress standpoint and then create an entire life of suffering. So the first and most important step of the process is picturing the life that you want to create. And I talk about this really in depth in my book, Awaken Your Wealth, because I want you to picture what is it that you want to do in your financial life? What does that look like? And watch yourself. The minute you start to picture, that edit button of that beautiful ego mind of yours starts to go, yeah, but I want this, yeah, but. I'm like, no buts, no coconuts. We're not doing that, right? Keep the brainstorming. And what do you want in your beautiful financial life, your personal life, your family life, your career? Dream the dream. Just write it down. Nobody needs to see your list. You don't have to be embarrassed. You can let your freak flag fly to yourself. Put it down. Put the dream down. Why? Because that's where it starts. I remember when I really wanted a boat, and I live here in Chicago on Lake Michigan, and I'm sitting here going, I want a boat. Like my system just calls to the water. Everything about me calls to the water. It's calling to me. It actually grounds me, very much so. My aunts would talk about all the time going, oh my God, we could never get Julie out of the pool when she was little because I love the water. So when I decided that I could picture the life that I wanted to have, one of them was a sailboat. Actually, it wasn't a sailboat. It started with, I want a boat. I didn't even care. And then I realized, because I started finding friends with boats. That's what I did. Because I couldn't afford my own boat when I first started my career and my business. So I found friends that had boats. And at first it started boats at little cottages. And then I found people who had the bigger boats on Lake Michigan. And it was like, okay, well, I realized I didn't like the power boats as much as I love the sailboats. So then I was like, I changed my savings account to be, I don't want a boat fund anymore. I want a sailboat. And then a year after that, I realized, oh gosh, I want a 34-foot Beneteau. See, the more you dream the dream and the more you start to put systems in place, which my PACT system actually walks you through a process to put systems in place, but it all starts with picturing the life you want to create. So it's that compelling reason for change. The second step in the PACT process is you need to accept the reality that you've created. Whatever debts you created, the cash flows and what they look like, and the lack thereof or abundance of assets that you have, and even insurance things that you have. Like financially speaking, what have you created? Even in relationships, what have you created? You have to accept the good, the bad, and the ugly. Do you want to experience free coaching based on my 25 plus years as being a financial planner and ask me any question that you want to ask me to help you get past that hurdle in your financial world? I run these free workshops every other month to start to open you up to start to help you get to this next place. The information for my free workshop, click the link below and register, and I'll see you on the next workshop. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and like and subscribe to the channel. Why? Because then you can get more knowledge all the time and be a part of a community that's actually going to lift you up.